The Peugeot e-208 looks just as fantastic inside and out as the petrol and diesel 208s and is good fun to drive. It's pricey in comparison, though, and still tight in the back. Highs: decent electric range, fast 100 kWh charging standard, low running costs. Lows: most expensive 208 by far, rear space is a bit tight, fiddly infotainment screen. If you're looking to make the switch into a small electric car, the Peugeot e-208 could be a great place to start. It has a decent range, cool looks and is more practical day-to-day than the likes of the Honda E or Mini Electric. In fact, it's also very similar to the Vauxhall Corsa E. Both brands have the same parent company and are pretty much the same underneath. Some of the very first vehicles were EVs, but comparing them with modern electric cars like the Peugeot e-208 is like comparing the latest iPhone with Morse code. The e-208 can be rapid charged as standard and be controlled using an app. It's so good, in fact, that it won the CarWow Best Small Electric Car in the 2021 CarWow Car of the Year Awards. The e-208's sculpted bonnet, 3-claw LED light designs and prominent rear piano black trim give it a distinctive look. You can tell it apart from the regular 208 by its E prefix and special Peugeot badge that changes color in different lights. A 7.0-inch touchscreen infotainment system comes as standard, and includes DAB radio and Bluetooth, but more importantly Apple CarPlay and Android Auto too. An option, or standard on GT models, is a 10.0-inch version of the same system which also includes a built-in sat-nav. In both cases, the screen is high resolution, and the menus are fairly easy to navigate with e-208 specific energy info included, although the small on-screen buttons can be hard to hit confidently while driving. Space is more of a mixed bag. Two adults will have no problems getting comfortable in the front seats and the driver gets loads of standard manual seat and wheel adjustment. However, adults in the back seats will find their knees brushing the front seat backs even if their heads are clear of the ceiling. Still, the e-208's boot doesn't shrink over the standard cars, thanks to its clever battery placement. The e-208 powertrain comprises a 134 bhp electric motor with enough poke to give the e-208 nippy performance around town, while its 50 kWh battery has enough juice to travel for up to 225 miles between charges. Speaking of charges, you'll only need 30 minutes to boost the e-208's batteries from flat to 80% charged using a fast public charge point. Charging the e-208 at home on a 7.4 kW wall charger takes around 7 hours and should cost you between £8 and £9 depending on your electricity tariff. It'll save you around £15 versus the average petrol or diesel car for the same miles, too. The Peugeot e-208 has a RRP range of £31,345 to £34,895. However, with CarWow you can save on average £1,027. Prices start at £29,286 if paying cash. Monthly payments start at £320. The price of a used Peugeot e-208 on CarWow starts at £19,500. The Peugeot e-208 is slightly pricier than the mechanically similar Vauxhall Corsa E, although it does offer a more stylish interior for the extra outlay. The Honda E also offers funky styling inside and out, but it costs a fair bit more and has a far shorter range than the Peugeot. The Mini Electric is similarly stylish, with comparable pricing in base trim, although its short range and cramped rear seats limit its appeal. For the best value we would opt for the Peugeot's Allure Premium Plus trim, one up from the base model. Quick and responsive, the e-208 is great around town. The ride is harder than on the regular 208, though, and the brakes can take a bit of time to get used to. Standard rear parking sensors help when reversing into bays, although the large front pillars can obscure your view when looking at cars approaching from side roads ahead of you. Being a bit heavier than a regular 208 means that the suspension has had to be tweaked. This has made the e-208's ride a bit more unyielding over bumps. It's still more comfortable than the sporty Mini Electric, though. On the motorway? The e-208 is refined and quiet at motorway speeds. It's got enough power to overtake slower traffic and will happily cruise along at 70 miles per hour even when fully loaded. The large front pillars aren't such an issue here, and you get cruise control, lane keep assist and driver attention warning as standard. GT trims come with the driver assist pack, which also includes adaptive cruise control, which is great on long motorway journeys. On a twisty road, the e-208 steers and turns competently, but there's not much in the way of excitement to the way it goes about it. There's also a bit of body lean through fast corners. If an engaging driving experience is a priority, the Mini Electric is the way to go. The e-208 is spacious up front and has decent boot space. The seats offer plenty of adjustment, and the steering wheel can be adjusted for rake and reach, which is important as it can obscure the dials in certain positions. When it comes to your bits and bobs, the Peugeot e-208 offers generous door bins, 2 cup holders and a storage tray ahead of the gear lever, which offers wireless phone charging on higher trims. There's also a cubby between the front seats and a small glove box for personal items you want to keep hidden from view. Door bins and front seat back pockets are provided as storage, and there are also 2 USB slots in the back to charge devices with. Boot space. Thanks to some clever packaging, the e-208 offers the same 311 liters of space as the regular 208, and it's way bigger than the 211 liters you get in a Mini Electric or the 171 liters that the Honda E offers. A Renault Zoe can pack in slightly more, at 338 liters. Few alternatives look as fresh inside, and the material quality is decent, aside from a few hard plastics bits of trim around the cabin. The 2-tier dashboard design and driver-centric angle of the infotainment unit are identical to the layout you get in the regular 208, but that's no bad thing. The overall effect is a lot more impressive than you would expect from a small electric hatchback, and most of the materials are of a decent quality, too, aside from some cheaper-feeling plastics in the lower half of the cabin. The rest of the switchgear feels nicely made, although the touch-sensitive infotainment shortcut buttons are a bit fiddly, but you can access most of the commonly used features from the main menu instead. A 7.0-inch touchscreen infotainment system is offered on the base Active Premium Plus and a Low Premium Plus trims. It comes standard with Bluetooth connectivity and DAB radio, as well as Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. GT trims get a larger 10.0-inch unit, which also includes sat-nav. Both units offer sharp graphics and are easy enough to use, however the smallish buttons can be hard to press while on the move. The Peugeot's USB is its cool 3D digital dials. You get it from the Low Premium Plus trim as standard, and it projects information on 3 different layers to create a 3D effect that helps it literally and figuratively stand out from the displays found in other cars of this size and price. The display is customizable and offers up additional information on the state of charge and range in the e-208.